bicycle. Yeah, let's delete the cube. So now let's start with the front tire. Yeah, and we'll duplicate the front tire. It's the back tire. So first let's create new collection. F2. Let's turn the screen keys on. Yeah, let's rename it to just say front tire here. So just for the, I think to provide an easy way of something like just have a nice structure of our mesh here. So now let's add a circle, shift A to the circle, tab and edit mode, so on the y-axis 90 degrees. So this one, so we are starting modeling the rim. So F to fill, I to insert somewhere there. X to delete all our faces. So with everything selected, A to select everything. Let's exclude on the x-axis just a little bit, somewhere there, G, and let's select everything. Let's move them on the x-axis, just positioning it somewhere there. So now let's okay, so now let's select let's select faces. Pressing Control to select, Shift Control, and selecting the face to select multiple faces. Yeah, with that selected, let's scale them on the x-axis just to have so nice rim somewhere there. Yeah, I think that should be it for the rim. Okay, so we're gonna model spokes. Spokes gonna be okay. The bicycle spokes can range from 16 to 40. So in this case, we're gonna have a bicycle is gonna have, let's give it 36 spokes. So which means it's gonna model 18 on the one side, and we'll flip it on the other side, 18 turning to 36. So now let's shift A. Let's add a circle, but with 18 vertices. 18 vertices. And we're rotating on the y-axis 90 degrees. Yeah, so I think that should be it. Tab into edit mode. Let's scale them down to match our rim. F to fill everything, and I to insert. Scale them somewhere there. X to select everything. X to delete only faces. So now we can select. Just select those middle verts and changing here, and we can delete X to delete edges. Let's do the same for the outer. So for the outer, just select one edge and Shift Control to select multiple edges. X to delete edges. Yeah, now let's select the vertices. So now let's select the middle verts. Backslash to bring back the hidden mesh. Yes, now let's just move them on the x-axis just a little bit somewhere there. I think. Yeah, I think that should be okay in this case. Yeah, so again, let's just Yeah, so now let's extrude on the x-axis just for us to have parts, that part of the spokes that is normally seen on the when you're viewing it on the other side, when you're viewing on the side view. Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Now let's convert it to curves. Yeah, right click, yeah, convert to curve. Yeah, and the data object data properties and the geometry, let's increase the depth. Yeah, I think it's a bit 0.0 01. Come on, let's just change it to 5. I think. Oh, I think that's too much. I think that's too thick. Let's put 03. 03. What's happening? Yes, I think 02. Come on, let's try 01. I think. Anyway, yeah, I think that's okay for this box. So now let's model the nipple. Yes, called the nipple, the nuts. These are the nuts that connects the spokes to the rim. They're called the nipple. So now we're gonna use the same spokes. Shift D to duplicate the spokes. Escape to let go. Tab, we entered in mode. So now let's delete. Okay, so now let's select everything. Let's subdivide it. Right click to subdivide. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so let's subdivide 3 times, and now let's select everything except those. Yeah, so now let's delete them. Actually, vertices, delete those ones. And that layer. So we are deleting everything. We're just leaving behind the two. The two layers. Anyway, select those ones again. X to delete vertices. Yeah, so I think now then we can just increase the depth just a little bit. So now let's give it 0.5. Yeah, so let's check the fill caps. Yeah, so I think we've got our nipples. Yeah, we've got our nipples. Tab to back. Yeah, so I think that's okay for the spokes and the nipples. So now let's select the spokes and the nipples. Let's shift D, let's duplicate them. Escape to let go. So now let's scale them on the x-axis, but -1, flipping it on the other side. So yeah, that's okay. So now let's rotate them on the x-axis, just somewhere there. Should be okay. Yeah, that's okay. So now let's model the tire. We're gonna use again the circle. Shift A to add a circle. Mesh circle. This time around, again we're rotating on the y-axis 90 degrees. Yeah, so now let's tab into edit mode. Scale them down. Yeah, scaling them down. Somewhere. It looks like our room is too Anyway, and I was anyway, so if to fill I to insert, let's just insert somewhere there has to be good enough for us to have our nice tire. So we're modeling the tire. So X to delete, faces, select A to select everything, GX, and the extrude on the x-axis, just a little bit somewhere there. So anyway, A to select everything, GX just a little bit somewhere there. Just move it using G actually to move things around. Yeah, I think that should be okay. Yeah, I think that should be okay for the tire. I think it's kind of big, but it looks pretty big. But anyway, let's just select those ones. Let's select the outer edge. Shift Control, select multiple edges. Shift Control, multiple edges. 3. Now let's try to scale them now. See what we get. What are we getting? We're getting something like that. So now let's scale them on the x-axis, just a little bit somewhere there. So now let's add a loop cut in the middle. Control R to add a loop cut, and let's get it just for us to have something like sharp outward edge, something like that. So I think that should be okay for the tire. Yeah, I think that's it. So now let's try to model the hub. The hub, we're gonna use the cylinders. For us to do that, Shift A to add a cylinder. We are rotating on the y-axis 90 degrees. Tab mode, scaling it down, down is to scale it down somewhere there. So I think to make things easier, so what we're gonna do is that we will have to delete one side, and we add the mirror modifier for us to model on one side, and yes, deleting that face. So now before deleting the face, let's move it on the x-axis just a little bit for us to model only one side, and we'll mirror it on the other side. So GX, we are moving around the x-axis. I think now we can delete X to delete faces. So now we can add the mirror modifier. There is something that looks like a spanner. A mirror, and select the tire as our target. It looks like it's not working. Tab into object mode. So let's Control A, apply all transformation. So let's try it this time around. Yeah, so I think it needs to, it doesn't work if it doesn't work when we haven't applied the transformation. I think we need to apply the transformation first. That's when the mirror modifier, that's where the mirror modifier I think works. Anyway, let's tab edit mode. As long as it's working, it's okay. We can figure that out. We can fix other things later. So now it's select. Let's select. Okay, so before doing that, let's add a loop cut in the middle. Loop cut. So now let's move it on the x-axis just a little bit. Moving on the x-axis just closer to the outer face. So now let's add another loop cut in the middle. This one again, this one and that one. Shift. Okay, so I think for some reason it doesn't work. So I'm trying to use Alt to select the loop, so it doesn't work. I think let's try to preferences. Let's try under input. Let's check the emulatory button mouse. I think I think now we should be able to select a loop using Alt. Yeah, it's working perfect right now. So let's scale them down just somewhere there. So I think let's turn clipping. Let's check clipping on. So now let's just select that loop. Let's move it on the x-axis just for them to merge somewhere there. So yeah, so let's select that loop. So let's move it on the x-axis, gx on the x-axis just somewhere there to be good enough. So anyway, so here I think that's where you can, let's add another loop cut in the middle. Select that loop cut, scale it down just somewhere there. So yeah, I think for the hub that should be it. Yeah, for the hub that should be it. I think we are cool, we are okay.